Hello and welcome back. We are on episode 2 of The Garden of Ethan. I welcome you. I'm happy you're here. I'm happy you're watching. I got to post the last one last night, like the first episode, and I was very excited, but it's kind of like one of those things where I was like, ooh, it's kind of different to what I normally do. I was like, if one person views it, that's a success for me. And a couple more people than that did. So I was very excited. Though I still have to... it's one of those things where I have to do a lot of Googling and learning how to do it. Just to get that up was so much for me. I was Googling. I was like, how to do podcast on YouTube. How to upload... what is podcast playlist? Oh my god. It took... Nothing's easy anymore. Nothing's just, you just do it and it's easier. It's just researching things. But I still gotta figure out how to put them on other platforms. But we're sticking with YouTube just for now because that's easier. So we're like a cool community. You're seeing it before it goes out there into the wider world of the internet. But I'm really happy a couple of people commented saying that they were enjoying it, and that, this is just so hopefully someone has a good time, enjoys, we get to have a chat, connect, talk about life, things that's going on, it's just fun. Also, I read some of the awkward stories are fun and relatable. Thank God. Thank God, because I just get into so many of these things, and I don't know if there's that many this week. It's that fine balance of between when I go out, I sometimes 50% of the time I have very awkward, weird interactions that just make me want to die on the inside. But the second of all, I barely ever go outside. So I do have good stories when they happen. They just sometimes don't happen very often. But maybe I'll be maybe this will get me out of my room, stop recording, and go live my awkward life and get more stories to tell, so I can come back, sit in my room and record. But it's great. So hopefully, as time goes on, maybe this is this a good thing or a bad thing? Am I sending vibes out into the universe that is yes, let the shitty things happen to me so I can talk about it? Who knows? But maybe I'm scared about it, but I'm excited for this. It's been really fun. I've been things happen throughout the week now, and I write them down, and I just or I'm standing somewhere, I'm thinking about something, and I'm like, wow, I'd love to talk about that, and I go, I have no one to talk about it with, or it's kind of a weird conversation to bring up, or just different things, and then I write it down. I'm like, yes, I have this fun outlet now to just give it to you. I've got to say. Also, I don't know how the YouTube one works with a podcast. I'm assuming you can see me, but maybe some people can't. So I've got to say when I'm doing things. I was throwing my hands forward. I forget that there's the chance that this goes somewhere when no one can see what I'm doing. But the only other housekeeping item I was going to talk about before I get into it is background music, how we vibing, because I put it in because I was a bit I watch everything back when I edit, which, what's to be said about that? It can be a nightmare or a great time. Just having to sift through hours of yourself talking is very strange. I could do a whole thing on editing and creator, I'm putting air quotes up, and doing this stuff because it's really fun, but some things are strange. But I was watching myself through, and I was like, it's a bit eerily quiet in the background, because I also add some noise removal, because if I don't, the audio kind of sounds awful. But I was sitting there listening, editing myself. Well, not too much editing, just making sure there weren't any weird gaps that I needed to cut. And I was just it's quiet as hell. It is quiet as hell. And I was I need something in the background to so I put a bit of background music. I just don't know, because when I have my editing software, I've had this come up in different videos, that people sometimes, audio is going to be different for everyone, and that is such a stressful thing to me, for me, because I want everyone that watches any of my videos, not this, anything, to have the perfect audio blend, so they can just hear everything well, it doesn't sound bad. But it's weird, because I don't know they don't give you a YouTube starter package and be like, this is the audios you put in, this is what you do, like this will make sure everyone has a great experience. So I'm trying my best, but either way, I put in some background music. Is it a yes or a no? Do we like it or not? Should it be louder? Should it be quieter? Let me know if you'd like to. If it's fine, don't bother, because I'm one of those people that I like hear someone ask a question in a video. I'm like, should I be obligated to answer? What if someone doesn't answer? It's fine. No stress at all. But what we are here to talk about this week, I've got some things on my list ready to go. The first thing we are getting into this week. What's the deal with airplane food? What's the deal with all-you-can-eat restaurants? Now, I say this with what's the deal because I'm trying to set up for I love an all-you-can-eat restaurant. As someone who loves to eat, loves to eat. Eating is my existence. Food, love it. Best, if you ever catch me saying something on the contrary, that is not me. Report them. If I ever say that I don't like food, someone help me. Someone has taken my identity, because that is definitely not me. But I went to an all-you-could-eat restaurant last week. It was kind of for my birthday. Also, I was just like catching up with friends. They're like coming up to my area. They're like, what are you thinking? What are you inviting me? I was like, okay. Hear me out. What do you think about, there's this chain in Australia called Okami. It's a Japanese all-you-can-eat restaurant. I was like, what do you think about it? They're like, yeah, that's good. Because I always have to put the feelers out there, because I strongly think if you're going to all-you-can-eat, you have to have a gate. I'm a very serious all-you-can-eat buffet person. Like, I am the, like, literal crazy, like, parent that, we'll get into it, but I'm very serious about it. Also, all you can eat is like low-key, high-key, extremely expensive. I get it, because they are giving unlimited amounts of food. Well, there's probably a limit somewhere, but not the average person's stomach can't like hold that, unless you're like an actual competitive eater or someone who's like trained to like eat great amounts of food. The average person's not gonna like bankrupt them. But yeah, so it's kind of expensive. But I feel like it's all about the experience. That's what an all-you-can-eat. At least for like, I'd say people in Australia, like, I don't know. Everything is like, I don't know about the rest of the world. But there aren't that many all-you-can-eats just around. It's not really a thing, I would say. It's very like select places, a lot of different chains. It's one of those things where you're like, oh, that's like a cool, unique thing. Because you don't see it a lot. But Okami is like one of the big ones that I feel like a lot of people know about in Australia, obviously. But it's just like the one that people go to. They're always fairly like, I wouldn't say packed, but there's always people there. Like, it's always a good vibe. But it's an experience. It's not something that like I would go to every week. Because because I'm so crazy about the way I go about it, I couldn't do it. Because I give too much energy while going there. I'd be poor. It is expensive. Also, because of the way I do it, I eat way too much. I walk out of any all-you-can-eat place, I was like, can you see? Hands on my belly, absolutely stuffed. I walk out of there, and I'm just like, if someone doesn't find me some pavement to lie down on, I am going to die. I was like, I literally walked out, like, when we finished. I was like, I need to sit down. If not, someone call an ambulance, because we're not doing well. I'm like, I'm there to do a job. Anywho, so we like go to this place, we like, line up, there's set times, we walk in, we sit down, get the menus, and I turn to my friends and I'm like, oh, like, you guys like in here before, like, what's the vibe? What are we getting? And they're like talking about the different things that they like on the menu. And I say, okay, let me lay down the law. I was like, we are not getting rice. We are not getting noodles. I was like, edamame, No, thank you. I was like, they are a waste of space in your belly. I was like, no way are we getting those. We need the meat. We need the sushi. We need the sashimi. We need the karage. We need the teriyaki chicken. Like, I was like, we need things that are the quote unquote expensive things on the item. We need the things that are going to make us our, what is it, like $42? I was like, if we don't get anywhere close to what we like should get for the money, I will cry. I was like, I will cry. We need to get those expensive things, and we can't have things that are going to fill our bellies that waste space. I'm very, it's only in all you can eat do I go so nuts with like the food stuff. I was like, no, don't order that. Don't order that. They shut me down instantly. They were like, dude, shut your face hole and let us do what we want. I was like, yes, ma'am. I was like, you do whatever you want. But I was like, I am not eating it because I'm here and I'm here for a job. I'm here for a mission. This is my life's mission for this night, is to get my money's worth. So like they get their things, they're eating the rice and like the noodles, and I'm having, because you can order like a lot at once. I don't know how other all you can eat restaurants. You order like big amounts in waves. So they're eating their things. I'm sitting there like watching them, because it's not like I don't like the food that they got, but I'm just like laser focused staring at it, just thinking, oh god, that does look good. But I was like, I can't have it, because then I get less of the good stuff that's going to get me to that monetary value of the thing. And I know a lot of people would say, calm down, it's about the experience, you know, you're not here to absolutely get your money's worth, or just enjoy your time. Somehow it makes me enjoy it better by being so like rigid about it. I don't know if anyone can relate to this, but I'm like, I like knowing I'm doing this well. I feel like, I don't know if they think I'm doing it well, but at least I am, and that helps me. Plus, since it was for my birthday, I was allowed to be the nuts one at the table. But they're eating their things, and I'm just like, looks good, but of course, they all got full quicker. I was like, I don't know what to tell you, but you should have gone down my path, because you would be more inclined to eat all the good stuff and like keep getting it. So we ordered like one big first round, and then we all ate. We're all doing well. We're all still in the game. I was still very hungry after the first round, because it's that first round of when you're with a group of people, when you're all sharing. I am a big eater. And I don't know if you do this. You just sit there and you take like one thing. You could I could demolish everything. Our whole first round, I was like, I could eat that all by myself. But, you know, I'm being good. I'm taking one little thing, one little dip here, one little here. I'm like, oh no, you know, I don't want to go too quick. I'm just trying to control myself, basically. I'm like, no, I won't absolutely jump on this plate and eat it all. So the first round's done. I've controlled myself somewhat. I'm like, I have been so good. I didn't eat all the food. And then, you know, we're like talking about the next one. I was like, oh, what are we gonna get? What are we gonna get? They're like, it's your birthday. You can order the next like round, okay? You can do it all. Pick what you want. You have a good time. I was like, thank you. Give me that menu now. Give me that menu. I've like opened it up. It's one of those ones that go, you know, out a lot. I'm like, man, like she came around. I was like, hi, can we get one of these, 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 one of these? And they're like, yep, of course. And I was like, this is why I love this place. You can just order so much. And not having like prices attached to things, because there's that way of like, all you can eat's expensive, but if you get a lot of small plates anyway, that can rack up like so expensive anyway. So I'm like ordered all this stuff. I was feeling great. I was still powering through. I'm pretty sure 2 of my friends after the second round, which was definitely a lot of food. Like, do not get me wrong, it was a lot of food. I understand that people were like, nah, I'm done. I'm full. I'm done. And I was like, well, you're not getting your money's worth. I am ordering another round. So we like go again. And I'm like, oh, can I get this one, this one, this one? And one of my other friends did help with the last round. Third and final round, she helped out, but I really powered through. I think I just like a whole plate of chicken and a whole like sushi sashimi platter by myself. And I was like, do I feel good about myself? Yes I do, because I powered through. I feel like I've done well for my money, and now I get to eat dessert. Oh my god, it was so much fun. Like, the overall like vibe and experience of getting all you can eat is just the best. And I was like, dessert, I was eating my little ice creams. You get like a little tub at the end. I got like one vanilla, one green tea, because you're allowed like one of each. And I was like, this is just the best. They're like cherry on top, cherry on the cake. I was like eating it. I felt like a kid in a candy store. I was so happy. I was like absolutely jazzed, but slowly dying on the inside because I had so much food going on. Walked out and I was like, let's just lie down on the pavement for like 3 to 5 hours. Give or take 7 or 8 hours, because I'm out. I'm done. I'm done for like life. And of course I do that thing. You do that thing where you like, when you eat too much or you like drink too much and you go, oh, I'm never eating again. Yeah, breakfast, of course I'm eating again. My metabolism is like, yep, we're done. We've got to eat again. But it's just so fun. Let me know if you'd like. What are your vibes on all you can eat restaurants? Like, how do you go about it? What's your like go-to? Do you have a strategy? Do you do them a lot? Are they popular where you are? Do you bother with them? Because I need to know these things, because in Australia they're just not that big. So going to one is like a very, you know, one time, like twice a year, maybe sort of dealio. I say that, I'm going to another one this week. Completely different place. I didn't pick it, so therefore I'm just showing up. Next episode, I'll let you know how that went, because if anything has been said about this podcast, it is that I am nuts. But I am going with a friend, and I think he might be on my level more. He might be a bit like more on the crazy side to decide to eat for what your money's worth. So I'll let you know what it's like. Hopefully going with someone who's going to stick to my regime, just stick to my military standards for an all-you-can-eat. Okay, next topic we're going into that I was thinking about today. I don't know where you listen to your music. Personally, I'm a Spotify guy. Spotify, I think, is probably the main one in Australia that people listen to music on. I know Apple Music's like a popular thing. I just know literally no one who uses it. Maybe it's like localized to like Melbourne or something, Spotify or Victoria, but everyone uses it. It's just the main go-to. Everyone likes it. But a couple of months ago, Spotify released an AI DJ. His name's Xavier. You can call him X. He's very cool. He's very suave. You don't actually really get to talk to him. He just talks at you. But he's like a friend. He's in the car with me. He's like, I was gonna say mixing my tunes. Am I 1,000 years old? Oh my god. He's a fun guy. He puts on the music for me. He gets them right sometimes of the vibes I want, but I want to know how it works. I know nothing about AI coding or whatever, but I'm like, how does he know what's going on? First of all, I'm like, when they implemented him, has he looked back at the history of everything I've ever listened to? And has he done that for everyone? Because he knows things about me that I don't even know. He'll be like, he says the most out-of-pocket things ever. He's like, okay, hey, what's up? He has like an American accent, and I'm sorry if I'm going to butcher it, but I'm going to try. He's like, hello, Ethan, what's up? Today, I'm going to play a bit of tunes for you. He'll be like, something for that you used to listen to back in 2018. And I'm like, I don't even remember 2018. I was like, I don't know what I was listening to. And he just pulls up these things, and I'm like, I do that thing where you go, whoa, you're sent back in your mind. I'm like, this is what I was listening to in 2018. I was like, how do you know that? Obviously, he's a part of the app. He knows. But I'm just like, oh my god. I'm like shaking. I'm like, it's 2018 again. I hate it here. Like, let me out. 2018, strange year. Just being in your teens, strange time. I'm just like, how does he know this? Or there's like a couple of other things he'll be like, okay, Ethan, today I'm gonna give you some of the things that you're listening to on a Sunday. This is your Sunday vibe. I'm like, what the fuck is a Sunday vibe? Is it just does he calculate everything I've ever listened to on a Sunday and then like pick like the most like genre that is apparent, like the median of that? I was like, how does he work? He's crazy. Also, my Sunday vibe, if you'd like to know, is depressing music. And I guess that's because when I used to like work like a lot more not doing this, I would maybe, because like Monday morning, I remember working Mondays a lot because I used to work at a supermarket. But I was like, is Sunday the day I would listen to depressing music because I've got work the next day? Possibly, but also I used to work on a Sunday. So I was like, maybe I was listening to depressing music at work. That might make sense. There were some mornings where I'd be at work before like customers would get into the store, and it would be after like, if I was in a mood or something, and I'd just be listening to just sad music for like 2 hours. And it's the worst thing to do. I don't know if you ever listen to sad music when you're sad. Sometimes it helps you. It depends what sad or like angry or annoyed you are. But for me, it just fuels that emotion of yours, and it just gets worse. And I'd rock up and I'd be like, oh, I'm not feeling well, I'm annoyed. Listen to like sad, depressing music, and then just be like, 2 hours later, I'd be like, if anyone speaks to me, I will kill them. I don't know why I did it, but maybe he knows. Maybe he knows that I was just always sad on a Sunday, but I think it's funny. Also, the last one that I wrote down, I think literally a couple of days ago, he said it in the car, and me and my housemate, I was like driving us somewhere, and I was like, I need to write that down because that has to be something I was already thinking of talking about him on the podcast, and I was like, no, I have to put that. He was like, hey Ethan, what's going on? Today I'm gonna give you something with a little Wisconsin indie vibe. Sorry? A Wisconsin indie vibe? I don't even know I can't even point you on a map where Wisconsin is. I was like, my thinking behind it is whoever the singer was from Wisconsin. But I was just like, why on earth is that the way you could give like, you know, small town American, or like, you know, American state vibe, or just like American vibe, but it was just so specific. Spotify loves to like pick wherever the person's from and just be like, yes, this is their 100, like complete vibe, 100% vibe, because on your, I don't know if anyone gets their like Spotify Wrapped every year, but Aurora is one of my favorite artists. If you know her, you get it. We're in the same club. We get it. We're elevated. Oh, her voice, beautiful. I was literally telling my auntie about her last night. I was like, she's an angel. She's an effervescent, fantastic fantasy angel. But on my Spotify Wrapped every year, I get like Norwegian pop, and I'm always like, people will be like, what is Norwegian pop? And I'm like, it's literally just because Aurora is a Norwegian singer, does it always show up? But I don't know, this Spotify DJ has just been he's been sending me into like fits of like laughter, because I'm like, what is he talking about? And the only other thing I have to say about him, he's interesting. He's so fun. Like the things he says, I'm just like, how do you know these things? Why are these things you that pick? I'd love to like them to release some stats on it. I think it's so interesting and I want to know so much more. But the only other one that I've noticed of like interesting things he does, if you've come from my YouTube channel and you've seen any of the things I post, whether you watch them or not, I watch a lot of anime. Big anime fan, love it. I get it's not everyone's cup of tea, do not worry. But you'll still be able to understand this. Anime, they have intros in every like episode. They have the intro for like the arc. They're usually really fun songs, like really cool like visuals, and you get really into it. It's a thing everyone loves the intros, if it's a good song, obviously. So I've always listened to like anime on Spotify. It's just a thing I do. I love it. I don't speak Japanese in the slightest, but no one can stop me from like bopping my head, moving my arms to an anime song. Mr. DJ will of course give me, so he'll be like, next up, we're giving you some of our anime vibes. And I'm like, cool, like fun as. He always starts the one, and sometimes it's something I've never listened to, but he only picks the names which he can read, which I think is so interesting, because sometimes I can't really think of any, but I don't know. The band might be named, I don't know, Cupcake. We'll say that for example. He'll be like, next up, Cupcake. And I'll be like, okay, cool. And I'll like do the song, it's all in Japanese. And then the next 4 songs, I see on my like car screen, they're all like written in Japanese, obviously, because the band. I'm like, does he always have to pick one that goes first that has an English written like band title so he can tell me what it is? Because I think that's so hilarious. Like, I don't know if Spotify AI is out in Japan or has like a Japanese version. I was like, I wonder in the future if it'll upgrade to be able to read it in Japanese out to me. I think that'll be like the possibilities going forward with an AI DJ. It's just so interesting and so fun, and I want to know more. I don't know. I think AI is coming such like a long way with like, you know, changing your face and like doing like putting you in different scenarios, aging you up, aging you down. We've got like everyone's writing resumes and stuff with AI. What's a ChatGPT? You can literally, I don't know, probably write a whole novel with ChatGPT. Like it's becoming so crazy and so big. And now you have like your Spotify and your music people. Like you've got your own personal DJ who knows you, who knows your vibe and can tell you things. AI is getting crazy, and I get it. I get both sides. I love it and I hate it. There's something about it that is kind of absolutely terrifying. But when you get someone like the DJ who just like, he's like a fun buddy that also like works for you, but I don't want to say that in case the AIs rise up. My Spotify DJ, I love you. I love you and respect you, man. You're doing great work. Please don't kill me in the apocalypse. But it's just the way that we're advancing in AI makes me, it sends very different mixed signals down my spine. Let me know what you think about AI, because it's that thing of, it's like a double-edged sword. There's like probably the best things that can come from it, but also the worst. So like apprehensive about what it is, but I don't think the AI DJ is taking over super soon. So for now, I'm going to keep really enjoying him and what he is doing for me in the car, which is giving me great, mostly great music. Sometimes he can be a bit of a miss. I'm gonna spill the tea. He can miss sometimes. Okay. One of the last things, depending how much I talk about it for, that I was thinking about talking about is dating app icks. Now, this could be a bloody series because I feel like I get them all the time. And I understand that icks are subjective, so you might agree, might not agree. We can see how this goes. But I know X is a bit rude, and we've like, you know, just because they do something, it's not that bad. I'm A, here for the drama. B, I think I've got ones that are universally should be hated and abolished. And this is things that now we like, let me know, because a lot of people are on dating apps, and I hope we can chat about it. But I've got two different points here that I think universally should be worked upon, worked towards. People should be figuring them out and doing better. I am not a dating app professional. I'm not very good at the dating apps. I don't even have a bio in a couple of mine. I'm that one person that's just like blank canvas. They always tell you in the tips, they're like, adding a bio will increase your likes by 80%. I'm like, yeah, but I can't think of anything witty, so I'm not gonna bother. But first, icks may be a strong word. First thing that I really don't fucking like. Know your camera angles, people. Oh my god. And I don't think, like, it's not even that anyone's like unattractive to me. Like, obviously you have people you're attracted to, but some people, even attractive people, pick the worst angles imaginable. And I'm like, why is that? I was like, I want to sit you. Some people I've literally considered like trying to message and be like, why was that one your choice? And I'm not saying mine are all fantastic, but I keep myself like far away from the camera so I look better. Try and keep it, you know, I try and keep it so I'm looking a little bit better than maybe a more horrible angle or like a side on or when I'm talking. But some people are like, I don't know, they're like in bed taking a picture from like below their chin, just like I can't see their eyes, or they'll take one and it's just like that fishbowl filter where it's all forehead. Or there's something about it that I can't, because I'm like, I don't understand who you are from this picture. There's definitely the ones where they're done as a joke and they look like amusing, and I get it. Those ones I'm like, okay, you're going for a joke. I'm still not a fan, but that's what you're going for. But there are the others where I'm like, genuinely, this angle does nothing for anyone. Like, it's bad, it's horrible, and no one's gonna look. I was like, you can literally be the hottest person on earth. You could be so bloody attractive, and that angle will drag you down. I was like, come on, people. I was like, we've got to fix it. And as a gay man, I was like, I expect better from my cohort. Cohort? From my people. I was like, we should be on a more like similar ground, everyone, that these angles are not allowed anymore. We're not allowed. They're jailed. They are jailed angles. Stop. I'm like, as much as I love your chin, I don't want to see just your chin like going up. I'm like, I don't need to see up your nose. I don't need to see in your ear. I don't need to be just in your mouth. I'm like, let's bring it back. Let's bring it back a meter or two. And I want to see, like, you want to see a person, not like one cheek. I'm just like, I can't see you. So you've got to give me something more to work with. So I don't know if anyone can relate to that one. But my second one is, and I don't know, this is a bit, maybe it's a bit more niche. And we'll figure it out. I'll be like, you know, scrolling through a dating app, you know, either tapping or swiping, however it works, you know, they're all different. I wish they were kind of all more similar so I didn't have to readjust how I say yes and no on each one, because it's just a muscle memory. But I'll be like swiping through someone's profile. I'll be like, yeah, cool, like good angle, like, oh, like good photo, that's funny. And then I get they have a picture of them as a kid. And I think that is like a very strange thing to put on a dating profile. And I don't know if it throws anyone else off. And if you've got one, why? I'm just like, you know, you wanna know the person as they are now. I'm like, you know, if we fall in love a year down the line, I'll probably be at your house and see pictures of you, like look through them with your mum, lightly bully you about them, and do that fun vibe. You know, what we see in the movies of people seeing everyone's like baby photos. I'm like, that's cute. But do I need to see you as a kid on your dating profile? No. I was like, that is not who we are. I'm like, you know, give us adults, please. Why children? There's only one exception to this. If you're like got a photo with a famous person and it's like a funny caption of like me and Beyonce, I think that's like, you know, the fun flex. If you're giving the fun flex of a photo, I understand it. Or else I'm just like, it's strange. It is strange. I'm like, what is going on here? I don't like it. That's not you. Also the point is, that's not you anymore. I'm like, that is not the person you are. Like, a dating app, I feel like you're selling yourself. I feel like you should always be selling the best version of yourself. And I know some people, I guess, take it more as a joke, because that's fine. It's a dating app. It's not the most serious place ever. But I don't know if it's singular to me. I feel like I don't take them seriously and I don't use them like overly often or anything, but I'm just like, I want to sell the best version of myself at all times. Like, I feel like I need it. If it's out there, we're here for like usually one or two things. I'm like, I'm here to sell you that I am a confident, competent, like like trying to look as attractive as they can on this app, trying to show some worth. And it's just funny when I like see different profiles. I'm like, we have such different vibes. Maybe I'm just nuts. Maybe that is that what we got from this episode? I'm crazy going to an all-you-can-eat. I can't figure out a Spotify DJ, and I'm too judgy on a dating app. Well, if that's not me in a nutshell, what is? But dating apps are just like the weirdest places on earth. I feel like everyone can relate with that. Just different things that happen on there, and like, don't even get me started on like stories I hear from like female friends or even male friends. Like, from my view on dating apps, like, is strange, but to hear about some like heterosexual experiences on a dating app, I sit there and I'm like, tell me more. I want to know, because they would talk about like weird pickup lines, like how weird different profiles, like it's a whole other realm which I just don't experience. Obviously, I'm like, you guys have got your own really strange set of problems. Like, I thought mine was an issue. I was like, these are different problems but definitely some of the pickup lines I've heard from some of my female friends that they've got from men are nuts or crazy. Or you see the ones online that like go like viral or stuff. They're all really like, either they're funny or they're cringy. And I feel like you've got to get the like most borderline between the two. But definitely someone's got to relate to me out there. Dating apps in general are the weirdest places. But we're gonna do a little bit better. We're gonna abolish those horrible angles, and we're just gonna get some better photos. I was like, literally self-timer, take one from back. I'm just such a complainer. This is what you'll get from me throughout the weeks on this podcast. This is why I want more people to like let me know different things they want me to talk about, because I was like, I can complain about anything, and I will. It's awkward situations and complaining. They're my two wheelhouses that I am fantastic at. I'm a good one at it. You just don't get to see it in my other videos as much because I'm more stuck to a structure. So here I just get to let loose. But so I think for my topics we're mostly done now. So I'll just cap us off with a little bit of what I saw in a comment. I saw a comment that was like, oh, you should do like a Q&A or like something like that. I think that would be the most fun thing ever. So first of all, you got Q's, I've got A's, because I think that is like a fun way to like set up maybe a bit more like a get to know each. Well, technically a get to know me, but if you'd like to ask me anything, let me know, because I think that would be really fun. This is more from my normal videos, more of I said in the blurb of the podcast, it's similar, but it's more me-centric. So if you somewhat enjoy what I have to say and you want to know anything, let me know. I will most likely answer, depending. I was like, there are limits to what I would answer. I was thinking about this the other day, and I was like, I saw like the comment, or I was even thinking about a Q&A after I did the first one, or like asking what questions, and I was thinking, what is the limit of what questions I would answer? And I feel like I would have to see something really like strange or heinous to be like, ooh, not answering that one. But I feel like most from the viewers I see and the comments I get, I feel like I'm very lucky. I have a lot of lovely people who leave me really nice comments, and I really enjoy reading them all. So I'm not too worried, but I was just like, there's probably a limit, and I don't know when I'm going to get there, but there's probably going to be one that I'm going to be like, what the fuck? What the fuck? There's never really been one that's like really thrown me yet. There'll definitely be some weird, and like, obviously, if you're going to put yourself out on the internet, there's definitely going to be people that like don't like your stuff and like complain, which I have gotten a good couple of, and maybe we'll talk about that next week. It was one of my points that I was like, I won't go into today, but talking too much. Yes, it's a thing I do, and I am aware, but I feel like if you're listening to the podcast of me, you're one of the people who are okay with it, because the people who don't are very vocal about it and do not like how much I talk, which I think is semi-hilarious, but maybe we'll talk about that more next week, because I was like, also, let me know what sort of like time, because I'm thinking between like 40 and 45 minutes is a good kind of area for a podcast to go, but I don't know, because I know people who are like, 20-minute, half an hour podcast, that's all I can listen to. That's like some of my friends, that is what they've said. I have a couple of other friends who listen to like 1-2 hour podcasts, which without another person, I think would kill my voice box because I would talk myself flat. So obviously I don't think I could do that, but I know a lot of people do like longer podcasts. For me, I'm a 45-minute type of guy, 40 to 50 minute, that's how I vibe. So that's what I've been striving to. So let me know, like, how we do it, how we like it. Do we like, a bit more length, bit shorter, bit sweeter? Let me know. Again, any questions you've got for me, let me know. I'd love to, like, talk about things, any topics. I'd love to get more, like, interaction, talk about some things that people want to hear. So I think that would be really fun. But other than that, I think we'll be done for the day. I really hope you enjoyed. I've been having a ball just getting to talk at you. I love to talk, as we know. So it's been really fun just getting to talk about stuff that I get to do in the week, or different things, and things that I get to say that I'm like, someone might listen and we can have a fun time, like maybe relating to me or doing something. So it's been great, but I hope you've enjoyed and having a great day, and I hope to see you in the next one.